Welcome back to the other side. I don't see anybody on yet. I'm hoping people didn't think that it was supposed to be on Real Talk, but I did put on the other side. So the other side tonight, Real Talk on Thursday. Eric, sound check. Can you hear me okay?
Let me get on right now.
So let me make sure everybody knows that I'm on the other side too, not Real Talk.
Just give me one moment.
Well, hello there, Cactus. So you did realize I was just getting a little bit worried that everybody might have thought that I was on the Real Talk tonight, not the other side. Real Talk will be on Thursday, of course. The other side's usually Tuesday. There are exceptions that we make to all the rules, which everybody knows because you can.
Yeah, you sound good.
Okay, good. So Eric said I sound good. We're already just waiting for Gabriella to come over. I'm surprised Linda's not on, but I bet you she's in the middle of something. Thank you, Cactus. I really appreciate that. Thursday, I'm still thinking of what I want to do for Thursday, but I kind of have some thoughts of mine. As you know, the title is Tulpas. Gabriella will be covering that. I'll touch on the Philip experiment just a little bit tonight, but I don't really want to delve into that, even though it ties in with Tulpas until I can get a decent amount of research in. So since there won't be no show tomorrow night, I think that'll be my research day. I think Gabriella is getting ready to make a cup of coffee or something first, and she'll be here in just a second. So I usually start off with the weather, and let me see today what it says today. We hit a high of 57 today, which it's fall. That's about average. Right now it says it's 42 and it feels like 42. And we are supposed to get down to 41. So we're kind of like at our all-time low right now, according to this. We are supposed to get some real shitty weather tomorrow, which it's like I talked about yesterday when we were on. The cold is one thing, I don't mind it, but when you're getting cold and when you're getting the rain with it, yucky. And from what I'm hearing, come Monday, we may be getting some snow. So why does my mouth look quick? Almost like, call me Trump or something, like I suffered a stroke or something. It seems like it's droopy. That's weird. Never noticed that before. But oh well. Oh, okay, that's part of, yeah, because I just noticed them there. Why do I have droopy mouth? But everything. I hope this show goes good tonight because when I was trying to get on, first it wouldn't let my camera. It didn't recognize the camera on the computer, and then when I finally did get it to recognize the camera, you did do that. It kept on flashing on and off like it was going to go out. Now, I do have a webcam. We still haven't set it up. It said just plug and play, but obviously it's not just plug and play because I couldn't get it figured out. So, but with that being said, tomorrow, like I said, we're supposed to have rain, 56% of rain. Temperature is supposed to go up into the mid 60s though, but what sucks about that is because of Tom's job, it with him being a cement mixer and having to, drop off cement and lay cement. Of course, rain, you can't do it. So it's supposed to be like that tomorrow. And then also on Friday, which he didn't have hardly any work last week because of all the rain. So we have mortgage payment. Like, I'm hoping we can freaking make it with all this stupid, shitty weather. Gabriella Alice, like I said, tonight we'll be talking about Tulpas. She did do research on that. Look how pretty. She's beautiful. There's something on the news that I saw today, and I think it touches kind of like a thing that Angelina brought up. And I think I'm going to start going on and do a news item that caught my mind or caught my attention. And let me see if I can freaking find it again, because it's quite disturbing, and I don't know what's wrong with people these days, but
Linda, if she didn't make coffee previously, I would have made her one.
she would have too. She would have made me
I
a
would have
coffee.
said, Mom,
so.
aren't you having coffee today? And then she'd be like, well, yeah, I just haven't gotten to it yet. And I'd be like, okay, I'll make you one.
Let me see.
Why is the camera up so high?
I don't know, because like I said, I was pissing around with it. Dad kills his old son. Okay. This case really disturbed me. Just bear with me, guys. I'm a little bit weird tonight.
It's snack break time, y'all. I got my Slim Jims. Not sponsored. Although if they were, oh. Watch that be the thumbnail. It won't open. I want my snack today.
Where in the hell is it at? I knew I should have just freaking saved the article.
Oh, I'm so jealous, Cactus.
What?
She said, my snack for tonight, homemade nachos.
Ooh, I'm jealous too.
That's not
I
fair.
am jealous.
Why don't you share it with the class, Cactus?
Yeah, if you don't have enough to share with everybody, Cactus, you don't tell us about it. Well, I don't know if I can find. Oh, here it is. Here it is. Oh, this bothers me. And I have my snacks tonight too, because her guy ended up buying me a Junior Mints and a Pennsylvania favorite of mine, a gob. Ooh, look at that. The El Chocolato with the cream in the center. That is delicious to the palate. Yummy, yummy, yummy. For those of you from not from Pennsylvania that don't know what a gob is, that is a gob. It's two chocolate-like cakes with like creamy center and smushed together. And we call it a gob here. Some parts of Pennsylvania call it a whoopie pie. And others, they don't know what to call it, because what they do instead is they get a cupcake, they cut it in half, and put the one half on top of the other, or whatever
Yeah,
kind
they
of
call them like, what do they call them in South Carolina?
whoopie pies, I think, too. I think they call them something like that.
Moon pie.
Oh, the moon pies are
They would call those moon pies.
Oh, moon pies are awful. Okay, this is what I saw today. I'm scrolling and the news.
Linda's eating brownies.
Linda, she's not sharing either.
Linda.
Jeez, and we can't see you, so, well, the good thing is you can't tease us like we can go, ooh, look at this. Oh, look at that. Oh my goodness. That is delicious. Okay, this is what bothers me, getting back to. It came on Law and Crime. And it says, Dad killed 6-year-old son in his playroom, then claimed the boy hit himself and gave himself a fatal brain injury. Like, seriously, what's wrong with people these days? It was in Indiana, apparently. It says an Indiana man who claimed his son hit himself in the head before he died pleaded guilty to the boy's murder. We better. Franklin Elmore Jr., he's only 29 years old, was arrested in August along with his wife Cheyenne Elmer, who's only 27, after Franklin Elmore's 6-year-old son died of injuries he sustained when his father attacked him in his playroom. Both the father and stepmother of the boy were charged with murder, and last month Franklin pleaded guilty. Let's see. In the courtroom on October 9th, he admitted to killing his own son, saying that he did not mean it. He was asked to admit that he physically beat his son and died. Let's see. As Law and Crime previously reported, the Elmers called 911 on the night of August 3rd when Justin became unresponsive after Franklin attacked him. The couple told authorities that the boy had behavioral issues, and would hit himself in the head. When the boy arrived at the hospital, medical staff noted that he had a traumatic brain injury and punctured lung. And they said there was no way it could be inflicted. After investigating, they revealed excessive disciplinary measures handed out by the father and the stepmother, including whooping the boy with a belt or hand and hours of physical exercise. We're talking, this child is 6 years old. A 6-year-old. They said that they had several photos of him with bruises and other. That was after searching Elmore's phone. They had photos of that. Let's see. Justin's birth mother, Miranda, had tried to report the alleged, here's what really ticked me off too. The birth mother tried to report the alleged abuse of her son to Indiana authorities, but they reportedly told her that they could do nothing because they didn't find any bruises.
This is why, like, anytime something happens, like a missing persons case or something involving something really bad happens, I would not call the cops. I would try to take care of it myself if I knew I had the capability of doing so, because they're pretty much useless. Unless you have enough evidence that something is going on, they won't do shit about it.
Well, see, that goes back to what I was saying about the Eileen Warnes story, because I'm not defending her. She did do the murders and she admitted to it. But when you're already dubbed by the police as somebody not worthy of even having a boyfriend or having a guy being sexually attracted to you, and everything in the court goes against you, even though there's evidence showing that her first story involving her first killing probably was like she testified to in court, then there's a big problem. And it's just getting worse and worse and worse and worse and worse. So, but with that horrible, like, I think that's what I'm going to spend. That might be how I decide to go on TikTok too. I might just go on and do one a daily news story that caught my attention.
Like cases.
Yeah, and then maybe something involving the paranormal world, like if there's any updates on the Conjuring house, which apparently there is some shit going on, but I have no clue. So, I might go that route.
That's like, I gotta do some research on more of the things that I got that guy that's like, oh, tell me more. You know what I'm talking about? He's like talking about these stories, and then he's like, something happened, and they're like, oh, and then he has that weird smile, and he's like, tell me more, and then he says more about it.
I don't remember. I don't recall. Did you show me?
Yes, I did a million times.
Until I see him. Gabriella, you know where my state of mind is lately, so I know where your state of mind is lately too. So
the guy who talked about like all these mysterious things, he's the one that I got the information about the weird sound under the Antarctic.
Oh,
that
okay,
guy.
I know who you're talking about.
He has like 2 or 3 more stories that he was talking about, and I got to do research on them because they're pretty crazy and they're 911 calls.
Wow.
I guess there's more and more 911 calls about some crazy things happening, either at houses or in like the yards of houses or something.
Then good, because we can save those for like Thursday's episode. I'm going to try tomorrow to get on the Philip experiment since it ties with Tulpas. And then Cactus submitted me 2 stories. One was her own, and one.
I have a video.
You have them too. Oh, you have the video, but the video didn't come through me.
Yeah, I have the video.
Yeah.
Right
See, the video didn't come to me. So, okay, cool. So, awesome. So what we'll do is after Gabriella talks about Tulpas, I will read what Cactus submitted to me, and this is her own personal. And then on Thursday, we will try to get into the Philip experiment, and we will cover the other story that she sent me, unless, depending on what kind of time flow that we got, because we always say we're not going to be real long, but we ended up always going about an hour and a half or longer. So
Hour and a half,
we
almost
will
2 hours,
see.
sometimes more.
I want some of those nachos and some of those brownies. Come on. Why didn't you make me any nachos or brownies?
I can't make nachos, first of all. I bake things. So if we had brownies, I'd make them.
Nachos really wouldn't be hard to make.
No, I'm scared of getting bored. I don't know if it's like a past life thing or whatever. It's just been like ever since I've been younger. Ever since I was younger, I've always had like a fear of getting burnt.
I think your fears, if you believe in reincarnation, I think your fears probably has to stem with some, this is my belief. So, I mean, it's my opinion. You can like it or you don't have to like it. But I think your fears somehow relates to how you might have lived in your past life and died in your past
I
life.
agree. I think that's
So,
why I'm scared of
Because I have a big fear of burning up in a fire and a big fear of drowning.
Same. So
So,
Dylan's biggest fear is when the color of the sky matches the color of the sea, because that's when you know shit's going down. Like that's when there's going to be a really bad storm and everything. And even in games, like where it looks a little too realistic, he kind of like freezes and he freaks out a little bit.
and skinwalkers.
Dan Skinwalkers.
You're doing this with your ponytail. Look, my hair's all
I'm
funky.
trying to make it look like I'm not bald.
It's like funky cold Medina.
Because I never have my hair in a ponytail, and today I decided it wasn't cooperating normally, so I threw it in a ponytail. And
So let Gabriella continue with the Tulpas theory.
so
She did a lot of research, by the way. So
Gabby was killed by nachos? No.
that could have been like fiery nachos.
I mean, it could have been. Okay. I'm just scared to make anything, basically.
I ate, by the way, only a couple of those peppers that Dylan brought over. So I decided to take the smallest one left on the pan,
never do that.
and I took a medium-sized one. I took one bite into the small one, and I'm there like, ay.
I was actually
hot.
surprised because I had 4 of them, and usually they're so spicy, I can like maybe finish 2, maybe 2.5. And those ones, they weren't spicy except the very last one, which was the long, skinny one.
See, I got the little tiny one, and I took one bite out of them. There, oh no, it was hot. And then the medium-sized one that I got was okay, but I ate them. So,
Kaka said, I grew up with a fear of knives to the point I'd have to run out of the room.
wow.
Yeah, that sounds like a past life thing.
So you probably got stabbed to death or something in the past life.
It could have been. I'm a tourist now, so my food is my everything.
What would we do in our life if we didn't have Cactus and Linda to entertain us on our lives? Because they both are so freaking cool.
We would be in a ditch somewhere.
It would be like
Crime.
that is so freaking cool. So, oh my goodness.
It could have been though. You never know. Like I said, I'm a tourist now, and us tourists, we need to eat. We need our snacks and our food and our comfort. So
I need my gob. I have a couple weaknesses. Gobs are one of them. Well, Junior Mints are really good too, but gobs. And Dylan always gets me chocolate covered cherries. He gets me the Queen Anne's, which I really like. But my favorite is the Chala ones with the liquid center. But he still manages to get me chocolate covered cherries. So he knows, like when he walked in today and he had the Junior Mints and he had the gob, like, and they're like,
Which is funny because I think I only told him that you liked. Well, I know he knows that you like gobs because that was the one thing that we got from that marketplace.
I'm just, the place where he got them though, if they made them over there, they worry me because they have a habit of undercooking their stuff in their bakery, or they sell over there, they have cinnamon rolls, which I love, fresh baked cinnamon rolls with the frosting on top. They have a habit over there, they make their cinnamon rolls over there, but they're frosting with cinnamon roll, not a cinnamon roll with frosting. The frosting, I'm not lying to you, is probably that thick on top. Somebody literally took, how do you freak do you open this up? Somebody literally took and bought some and took them up to the register and said, is there actually any cinnamon rolls in with this frosting? Ooh, let's see. It feels like it's done.
Linda said maybe Gabby's heart was broken by someone taking away her perfect nachos.
Could be. Look at that. Look at that, guys. See?
Does it smell like a gum?
Oh, look at that. That's.
I need a sniff test.
Oh, yeah. But you know what? These look really good, but there's two people so far that I know that's made the best gobs I've ever tasted. Number one was your sister, Abby. Abby can make butt-kicking gobs. And my friend that I work with up at Toys R Us, her name's Mary Boland, and she makes butt-kicking gobs. So I know cinnamon rolls. Me and you, we're going to hold it. Yeah, there you
I have a
go.
whole origin story on how and why I can't make nachos. Judging by that face, you like it.
It's good. It's not Abby's. It's not Mary's, but it's good. So please excuse me, guys. You can have that piece if you want.
That's not a tiny
No,
piece.
I still got a half.
No, this is yours, so I'm taking a tiny piece.
It's definitely not Abby's. It's definitely not my friend's, but it is good. It is good. So while Gabriella's talking about the tulpas, I'll be feeding my freaking face.
Mm.
It's moist. It's good like that. The cream is good.
Oh,
You know, it's funny because other than a few candy bars that I had over Halloween, that like little tiny ones, this is probably the first snack. I don't even remember the last time I had a snack other than some potato chips. When we were doing the Universal Yums, those were, I think, the last time I had snacks.
I'm like always snacking on here. I'm like, okay, it's entertainment time.
So Gabriella will read, and I will eat.
Oh my lord, Linda. Linda.
That is funny. You got to give her credit. That's funny. That's some funny shit right there.
Linda.
These are messy, though.
All right, tulpas.
Tulpas, yeah. Let's get to the story, folks.
Since it's already almost 45 minutes in, still talking about
I
it.
still haven't talked about it.
Okay, tulpa theory. So a tulpa is a concept in mysticism and the paranormal of an entity or object created through spiritual or mental. What the fuck is mental?
You're like me tonight. You can't talk.
Mental powers.
It's a mental powers.
I guess it's like a tentacle or something. You have more than one. Mental.
It comes in 8 sections.
I'm losing it. All right.
We're losing it tonight.
We've lost it. It's gone.
For me, I just freaking did too much in the past couple of days that my mind's fried, but I needed that. So.
Mine's still everything. It's like, okay. Anyways, the origin of the tulpa is, it is in Tibetan?
Tibetan.
That's how you say that?
Mm-hmm.
Tibetan Buddhism, from the word tulpa, meaning to build or emanation. The concept spread to the West in the early 20th century, largely through the writings of explorer
Maybe Gabriella should be reading this tonight.
Alexandra David Neal, who described practices of creating thought forms through intense meditation and visualization. Big words.
That was a big word, and you did say that one right.
That's a big word for elbow. In its modern Western interpretation, a tulpa is a being created by an individual through mental and spiritual discipline, which can develop a degree of sentience
Yep.
and autonomy. I see. I know words. The creation of a tulpa. I think Gabby slipped something into her copy. I wish.
She did. She
I
slipped a Mickey in there.
I should have put something in there. I think it might have actually helped me speak better.
These are messy. Like, holy freak.
What kind of coffee isn't messy?
It's not usually this messy.
What?
I'm going to have the other half for later.
I'll help you.
Dylan, Gabriella's still in my garb.
Okay. Tulpa's creation. Tulpas are created through a meditative practice called tulpamancy, which involves using focused techniques like visualization, repetition, and conversation to create a distinct personality in one's mind. Practitioners started by building a detailed mental environment, then visualize and develop their tulpa, and eventually talk to it, with the goal of the tulpa eventually feeling like a real separate entity with its own thoughts and will. So,
Interesting. What the mind can do.
from that, there was a few questions that was on my research. There was a few questions. Question number 1 is Slender Man a tulpa? The answer may be a little surprising, but yes. The idea that Slender Man is a tulpa is a popular and central therapy within its mythos. The theory suggests that because so many people have imagined, created art, stories, and videos about Slender Man, the widespread belief has unintentionally willed him into existence as a real, albeit psychological entity.
So, what I was asking Gabriella, so then that would be like when we watch Candyman, or I wonder Bloody Mary.
Bloody Mary. I should have searched that one.
Bloody Mary.
I'm actually curious.
I was thinking Zozo, Charlie, all of those that people say repeatedly to conjure them up. Does that fall into the same category, though, in the same thing?
It says that it's just a folklore and urban legend.
Well, how come it's a folklore or urban legend and people claim to see it, but Slender Man?
I guess there hasn't been that many sightings.
How about the Hat Man? Or the lady with the crooked neck? The crooked neck lady.
Top Hat Man?
Just, they call him the Hat Man. We think we might have seen him over at the jail, unless it was a guard with the guard's hat.
The Hat Man is a figure often believed to be a tulpa by some online communities, but this is a modern interpretation of a long-standing phenomenon. The Hat Man is more accurately understood as a recurring hallucination or vision associated with sleep paralysis, sleep deprivation, and the misuse of certain medications like Benadryl, which is a phenomenon also known as a shadow person.
But they just said at the very beginning, by some people do consider it a tulpa.
Yeah, by some online communities. So, Tulpa theory, this is where it is. So, in this view, this hat man is a creation of collective thought, with the internet and social media amplifying its presence and bringing it to life through shared beliefs and experiences.
How about that one with the big mouth? What was it, Momo, or what was the thing with
The one that looked like an alien?
Yeah,
This Momo.
Momo. Or these things, these people coming up, Momo and Zozo and Wee-Wo and Wee-Wo and Wowie and Slender Man.
And Wowie.
Wowie. We're gonna, oh, when I was up at Toys R Us after freaking,
She's been brought back.
yeah, after, one with, Gru, the Minions, after the Minions came out, whatever the freaking movie is, my mind is
Despicable Me.
Despicable Me. When that came out and they were on that thing and they're I had to freaking hear a kid up there for probably 2 hours up there in the one riding thing that we had up there making that freaking sound, and we all wanted to go over and throttle that kid.
What about when you worked at Dollar Tree and you just heard the slapping?
Oh my God. Dollar Tree has these, it's on a stick, but it's hands, and there's cut two hands like together, and you go like this in their hands. And the kids, every time they come in the store, they found those freaking things. That's all you hear going through the store. And drove us all nuts. And this one and her sister would come in Dollar Tree. What would they do? Go straight for the hands and do that because they knew it.
We would never. I don't know what she's talking about. She's losing it.
No.
Anyways, so getting back to the Tulpas and Momo, it says the connection between Momo and a Tulpa would depend on which Momo you mean.
How many Momos is
I
there?
guess there's a whole fucking bunch of them. The internet urban legend, which was a creepypasta character appearing as a young woman with long black hair, bulging eyes, and a wide mouth. It started around 2018, often associated with the Momo Challenge. Relationship to a Tulpa, the urban legend is not a Tulpa, it is a horror character created through online stories. Momo Nice from Din.
I'd say Dandadan.
Anyways, the female protagonist of the manga series Dandadan. That's just such a weird. Relation to a Tulpa. In the series, Momo's powers are awakened, but a fan theory suggests that Okarun's powers may have originated from a Tulpa-like being through this, though this is debated by other fans who believe it's a more complex plot point.
You guys are going to end up requesting a whole other show with this whole thing all over. Between the way I can't talk tonight and do it.
I can't read anymore. I used to be so good at reading, and now it's like every time I see words in
there's
front of
just
me,
a
I'm
lot of like I've noticed this lately. There's days that we can talk perfectly, and then there's days that we can't say 2 words in a sentence without.
Yeah, one day I'll sound like the smartest person ever. I'll say all the big words and all the words that are like, whoa, she said that? And then the next day I'll be like, fire bad.
We get a kick out of when we look back at some of these videos, just as some of the thumbnails. Really?
I can't wait to see what the thumbnail of this one is, because I did a really weird face before, and then I just did that one where it looked like I was drunk or high or something, so we'll find out. Okay, so back to Tulpas. This is
Well,
another...
that was involving
Well, yeah,
Tulpas.
but I mean, like, back to my
Tulpas.
research on Tulpas. So, this was another question. It was like, can it worsen mental health? So a 2025 study on tulpomancy found that a high percentage of practitioners, which 56% already had a mental or neurodevelopment issue. Wow, I said that word perfectly fine. I can say neurodevelopment, but I can't say something like
Mama.
Momo. Or that other weird word. Anyways, well, the study found no evidence that it's caused mental illness. The practice can potentially worsen or complicate existing conditions, especially if someone uses it to avoid seeking professional help. This is, it says, the coping mechanism versus, we're talking like this now, I guess, versus,
You can talk with the beat.
yeah, I don't think I can do that anymore. Yes, YouTube does choose the thumbnail.
Yeah. Unless we chose one, but
We could choose one if we wanted to, but we'd have to go through the video and find
Yeah.
like a good picture of us.
Yeah. They can put all the crap on there. I don't give a
So
fuck.
if you go back to all the other videos, you'll see us going like,
Which I just read too, right? The past couple times I logged on to StreamYard, since I have the free version because I'm not paying an arm and a leg for StreamYard. But since I have the free version, they keep on giving me warnings. Any of my videos that's been on for a year or longer will be removed.
she said it perfectly.
Some days brain and mouth just have a weak Wi-Fi. Exactly. See, that's a perfect way of saying it. Definitely.
The Bluetooth has shut off. The Wi-Fi connection is no longer there.
I think
We're
mine.
down to 1 bar.
I think my Wi-Fi fried out.
I think mine's about to.
I think mine
I think
did.
it's on
It's on burnout.
I think it's on its last breath.
Yeah, mine's on burnout.
Okay, so coping mechanism versus mental health solution. The practice of tulpomancy is sometimes used as a coping mechanism for loneliness or anxiety. However, it should not be seen as a substitute for professional health care. Because
So what, you sat there and you have things on your mind and you're in a bad state of mind, so you're there like, okay, I'm going to conjure in my head some kind of a weird creature just to take my mind off
well, I
of
mean, it
things?
doesn't have to be a weird creature. It could just be like it's kind of like an imaginary friend.
How about a snowman with a hula skirt?
You could probably imagine.
We actually seen one of those.
Well,
There is a story behind that. I am not losing my head.
and it wasn't a tulpa.
It wasn't a tulpa. We had an ice cream stand when we lived up in Pennsylvania before. There's an ice cream stand just not really that far from where we lived, and we had to pass it like for me going back and forth to work if we went to the grocery store or whatnot. And Tom was I think he was taking me to work. And yeah, he was, because we went past it and we're kind of like, what? And it was called Frosty Corner, and they had a special on their Frosties. So they had a snowman dancing around the ice cream stand and going out by the edge of the road. And it had a hula skirt on because it was Hawaiian themed Frosties that they were promoting. So when we were coming down past the hill, the snowman in the grass skirt, the hula skirt, ran out and Tom almost hit it. And when I went to work that day, I said, I have a story to tell you.
We almost
I
ran
said-
over Frosty.
You could have been seeing a headline on the news that snowman in a hula skirt just got clipped by a car while taking the wife to work. Like it was wow. Yep.
I could just see the headline now. Frosty got ran over.
By
Frosty got ran over by a car.
not carrying a Christmas tree.
Anyways, back to the subject on hand.
That comment I just made, it will make sense around the holiday time. You'll probably hear me and Gabriella saying it, so that would be one thing for you guys. If you wanted in secret to say drink, that would be a good one for you to say drink.
Yeah.
At that time, because when we do our holiday specials, you'll be hearing that a lot from us.
Now I can't get that thing on my head. Thanks, Mom.
I'm sorry.
I want to say it so bad, but I don't remember. Anyways,
I
back.
kind of give a little hint of it.
You did a little bit, but
Back to the Tulpas. It was after that commercial message.
yes. So it says trouble distinguishing reality. Well, tulpas are different from the painful, involuntary auditory hallucinations associated with schizophrenia. People who practice tulpomancy deliberately experience non-threatening auditory and sensory phenomena far for some individuals, this deliberate blurring of lines between internal and external experience could become problematic. So basically what it's saying is if you have schizophrenia or any other type of like mental situation,
So, okay, I
do
got a
not
question.
try
So
to
they're
create.
sitting in, they're schizophrenic, and they're talking to their psychiatrist, and they're telling their psychiatrist that they're seeing these creatures with 3 arms and a horn coming out of the center of their head, and a tongue that's a foot long. And the psychiatrist kind of has to take it seriously because they could, in essence, create a tulpa.
So like it says here, tulpas, they're not physical. They can't cause you any harm until
So they can appear, but they're more of an apparition.
it's mental.
like-
It's all mental. You can see it. Nobody else can see it unless, like Slenderman, you start talking about
So
it so
if
much.
they're in the psychiatric asylum or sanatorium and they're talking to psychiatrists,
If you have schizophrenia,
but they have all of their buddies and that believe in the same thing, aren't they going to conjure it up?
they could.
Yeah.
If enough people believe in it and start saying
We get a lot of whack jobs in a psychiatric hospital. It's pretty easy to convince them.
I mean, it's possible, but
Okay, we're all going to gather one night on the show here, and we're all going to get our our crazy minds all together, and we're going to start conjuring up something and see if we can all see it. Maybe back there
no,
in that doorway.
no,
Okay, right there on the wall, on the white wall, where it's covering
no.
my turtle. I didn't uncover my turtle because that projector that I got, I do have Christmas stuff on it, but I don't know if I'm going to use that for Christmas.
And you have to like meditate and do a whole bunch of shit to actually like create a tulpa. You almost like when you're meditating for anything, you have to pretty much clear your mind. So when you're creating a tulpa, you have to clear your mind and just think of that specific thing and eventually, I guess you believe that it's there, so you can conversate with it.
Well, then we'll turn off all the lights one night, just have some candles, and we'll clear our minds. And
No,
we'll
we
think
won't.
it's
I'm
something-
not creating a tulpa with you. I'm not creating a tulpa at all. It ain't
I
happening.
want to create a pop. I want to see what kind of crazy thing I can create.
No, you're gonna think you're going crazy. Everybody's
I'm
gonna think
already
you're
going
going crazy.
crazy.
Anyways, that gets to the subject of loss of control.
Uh-oh.
In some accounts,
I lose
practitioners
control.
have expressed concern about losing control over their tulpa or their thoughts. Though a tulpa is not a separate physical being, its development of a distinct and autonomous personality can lead to feelings of having another potentially uncontrollable will inside one's mind. So basically makes you go insane. If you feel like you can't control this tulpa that you created in your mind, and you feel like it's real, but it's still not, it's still in your mind, you can go crazy because you've lost control of it.
Aren't they already crazy, though, if they're schizophrenic?
What are we creating now?
Tulpas. See? See, Dylan's for it?
No!
It sounds like you guys have an echo.
Really?
God damn it, it's this stupid karaoke thing again.
Why didn't you guys say that? Did you guys, are you hearing an echo?
Yeah, did you not tell us that we were echoing?
Guys, we had to have Dylan come over here and tell us.
It was karaoke.
It
It
was,
was on karaoke.
they
again.
want us to sing.
A little ball.
I made a song up earlier today, like about kicking asses, and
Well, that's not surprising.
I am.
She was eating her gob, I was eating my Slim Jims.
Yeah.
I'm out of Slim Jims.
Oh, man. Continue.
So
But see, Dylan's all for creating a
we're not
tulpa.
creating a tulpa.
Yeah, we are.
No,
one
fuck, we
night,
ain't.
when the moon is up and it's nice and dark and it gets real eerie.
Well, that's not the thing that I don't like.
Skinwalkers.
Yeah.
He wants a skinwalker concert.
If you envision one of those as a tulpa, you can create one and it could become a reality.
Nah, I'm just going Bigfoot.
Well, he's
I-
already a reality.
Yeah, he's not a tulpa. He's
I
like,
just want him from
I would like to say hi to Bigfoot. I'd give him some treats. That's
You want to Slim Jim?
Yeah, I was just gonna say, do you want a Slim Jim? I'll offer him a piece of a glob.
I thought karaoke was next after hours
Yeah,
karaoke party.
We'll do karaoke. She has a good voice, so she could do karaoke.
Yeah,
Me,
she does.
see, Dylan even knows she's got a good voice.
Anyways, back to tulpas.
Okay, I'm going back over.
Okay.
Thank you, Dylan.
So talked about control or loss of control.
Linda's cutting my singing down. She's never heard me singing seriously.
Linda, look what you did. You made Mom upset. Linda. Okay. Anyways, neglect of a tulpa. Some traditional lore and
Anecdotes.
anecdotes in tulpamancy communities warn that neglecting a tulpa once it is created can cause it to become wayward or cause a psychological havoc for the creator.
I mean, that's like common sense.
Which goes back to like the loss of control. If you've neglected it, but you created it, it's gonna come back and it's gonna be like, the fuck?
Okay, I wonder then if they create this. Okay, they're creating this tulpa, and it's getting bad. How do they get rid of it? Medication?
They probably just
Sedate them highly?
meditate again and just completely clear their mind of
Or give
everything.
them, put them under
I
hypnosis?
actually didn't search up how do you get rid of a tulpa.
Okay.
Best course of action is to starve it, get it weak, and then dispel with blessings, cleansings. You have to feed it?
I think they mean starve it from attention. I
Oh,
think
like
that's what
from
they mean.
community.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
that makes.
community,
I was
yeah.
like, you have to feed it with what? Imaginary food too?
Yeah.
So our tulp is negative. I guess it depends on whatever you created.
Yeah, I think that it is dependent on what kind you create.
Whatever you thought of in your mind.
So, okay, so here's a question then. So kids, some adults believe in the tooth fairy and Santa Claus. And some kids actually believe that they see both of them.
Tulpas live off of attention.
So would those both be considered tulpas?
Like, I mean, it could be. Technically, Santa Claus could be a tulpa.
And the Easter Bunny, Tooth Fairy, Cupid. Let's create a Cupid, a little guy. We're going to bring up Cupid, and he's going to be a little angel guy with a little diaper on and carrying a heart and arrows and wings. And let's create him. Make everybody believe that he's real. Just saying. Would it be a tulpa? You can create an imagination.
I
And
wonder if like fairies and goblins and these cryptids like the frogman and
that's, well, people are actually claiming that they see it physically, but
I know.
I wonder if it depends on the state of mind
So
you're in when
yeah,
you're
I
young.
wonder if what happens is when somebody mentions it, if that kind of like tricks your mind into believing that it's there. So you see it, but not actually see it, but you believe that you've seen it, and it becomes real because many people have the same thing happen. If that makes sense. I don't think that made any sense the way that I described it.
Nothing makes sense. Because really anything that you imagine up that everybody believes in, then you can consider a tulpa, because nobody's actually seen them,
If you
but people
think
claim
about
they're
it,
real.
it's kind of like manifesting. Like, you know, when people, they're like, if you will something bad to happen to you, like, let's say you're having bad health issues and you automatically go to like cancer or something horrible, you could will it on yourself.
That's what I'm saying. So
I wonder if that's like how it is with tulpa then.
that's what I'm kind of wondering, because like I said, you get with, like, especially with Santa Claus and the Easter Bunny and Tooth Fairy, kids actually claim that they see them and think that they're real. So why not?
Kids have very good imagination. So when
They have their imaginary friends too. Is their imaginary friend a tulpa?
I'm guessing that it depends on if the child has a gift or of like meditation or something. I don't know. Oh,
Those are good questions, though. Like, so would that be considered? And some of these kids, they're like, they actually get mad if you don't let their imaginary friend, like, if you don't set up a dish for them or give them a treat when they're getting a snack, and they take it that seriously. So would that be considered a tulpa?
yeah, but in most cases, the imaginary friend isn't imaginary, and it's actually like a spirit of a thing that either wants to hurt the child or the family.
No, there's kids that have imaginary friends. That's not a spirit conjured up. It's just they believe that they have a friend, not a good friend.
In most cases.
Well,
There's some cases out there that
we're just watching too many freaking hauntings where these
Probably.
kids that are saying they have an imaginary friend, and it's Jody from Amityville or whatever. Yeah, Amityville.
Jody.
Yeah. The little one that one kid saw. One of the kids saw Jody. And that-
Anyways, ultimately, the danger of tulpas lies not in any paranormal power they may have, but in the psychological impact of creating and interacting with them. The more you interact with the tulpa, the more shit might go down in your mind or in reality, depending on how many people
They
you
said
have
it's
believing.
going down.
Depending on how many people you have believing that it's real.
Shit's hitting the fan. It's going down.
Going down.
Yeah, I see. That's just like there's so many questions that, and I'm curious now because the little bit that I did read about the Philip experiment ties in with Tulpas, and that's probably why Cactus told me maybe we should talk about both of them. So obviously, Cactus knows some stuff about Tulpas
Cactus did her
and Philip
research.
experiment.
I did my research. Cactus did her
Apparently,
research.
there was a movie I think made in 1972 or something like that called the Philip experiment. So I have some stuff to do tomorrow. Then obviously before Thursday, but now Thursday's show will be on Real Talk. You think you have a big enough bucket there to? Holy shit! No. No, I got some candy that I put over there, since you guys don't eat it all.
You want a
No,
Smartie?
your dad likes the Smarties. I like the Willy Wonka. What are those
You
called?
want Twix?
Not the nerd. No, I don't like Twix.
But it's a left Twix.
No, I don't like Twix.
I want the left Twix too.
Okay, so
How about some
anybody?
Skittles, Cubby?
No. Anybody have any questions on the Tulpas?
Lifesaver?
See, Linda said the same thing. She wonders of imaginary friends or Tulpas. Like, because you got to think of it like not all. If you're watching movies or series like A Haunting and that, every time there's a kid says they have imaginary friend, it ends up not good. But I'm just talking about the average, everyday, average kid that claims they have an imaginary friend and they really seriously think that they have a friend. And if that would be
Yes, an
considered,
imaginary friend can be a tulpa, as a tulpa is essentially a sentient imaginary friend created through focused thought and interaction. While imaginary friend is often thought to disappear as a person grows, a tulpa is considered to have its own independent will, thoughts, and emotions, acting autonomously from the host.
so Cactus said actually she didn't do much research. She accidentally came across the world searching Tulsa, which is pretty funny. So, and then Kiwi said, Linda says, watch Kindred Spirits about the Philip. So do you know some stuff about the Philip experiment then, Linda? Since you said that, my hand still hurts there a little bit. It's a lot better. See?
So these are the differences between an imaginary friend and a tulpa. Although an imaginary friend can be a tulpa. An imaginary friend is a product of the imagination. It often fades away as the person grows older. It is seen as a temporary, often imaginative companion, and typically it fades as the person ages, which that literally just does the same thing. Anyways, a tulpa is a mental companion created through a focus, thought, and recurring interaction, has its own will, thoughts, and emotion, acts independently, considered a sentient being by its host, a thought form, developed with a more independent and evolving personality. So like I said, it kind of depends on if the child has like gifts.
See, well, and Linda said it confused me because she never had an imaginary friend. Neither did I. But so, and those are myths too. For some reason, a lot of people think all kids have an imaginary friend. No, they don't. Same as they figure all kids pick their nose and
I
eat
feel
it.
like
No,
the
they
kids
don't.
that have imaginary friends feel like their parents aren't giving them enough attention.
There's
or
something, yeah, that's what I think. There's something's
they
missing
feel
with
lonely,
the kid.
like they need a brother
Or
sister
they're
or something.
the only child. They don't have any siblings, so they
Yeah,
create
that's why I
a
was young.
sibling. Yeah.
They need like a
So,
brother or
yeah.
sister.
So. Oh yeah, if you can find the episode for me, I'll definitely watch it. Well, I didn't have an imaginary friend either. I didn't want to share. So you don't share. That explains why you didn't send us any nachos, Cactus. Did you talk to Conscious yet? Did you text her at all, see if she's okay?
No, not yet.
Okay. So, okay, so anybody have any questions about Tulpas? But that imaginary friend thing, I kind of figure that because, and why is it to me and Eric was watching, and this is way off course, but we have to laugh because look at that, it's all tangled up. Oh no, it ain't. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Yes.
Crazy.
Shut up. We notice every time we watch one of the shows, A Haunting, if the paranormal activity gets really, really hyped up, you know what the solution is? Let's go out for some ice cream. Every episode, me and Eric has to laugh. Because every episode where the activity is being hyped up on that series, they all say, well, let's go out for some ice cream.
I guess
So,
ice cream a day keeps the demons
I
away.
guess. So she's sort of more confused now.
We need that on a t-shirt. Ice cream a day keeps the demons away.
There you go. We can get this. I have the t-shirt making machine. We just.
I think that was the smartest thing I've said tonight.
I just play with my stuffed animals. And that's toys. Toys definitely. I did that. My baby dolls. Some of them I talked to them like they were real. They were my companion. And
I would talk to myself sometimes, and it would sound like I was talking to somebody else. But
in answers to.
I still talk to myself sometimes, but I don't answer myself. Like if I'm focused on something and like I have to do something, but it's not making any sense, I'm like, well, I can't do that, so I should probably write this down or something. Like
Makes sense. Makes sense. Well, I used every time writing things down is good to begin with.
yes, make the t-shirt ASAP. I gotta write it down so we don't forget.
Let's make the t-shirt.
Do you have a pen?
It's a pen right there. No, it isn't.
Not
There's
a
a pen.
pen.
There's a pen right there.
There ain't no pen. I have to get up and grab a pen.
Well, you think I want to get up and grab it?
Go get the pen. You're closer.
How demanding of your mother. Like,
Mother,
fetch like a dog or something. Go fetch, Fido.
Please assist me on grabbing the pen from across the
You said
table.
go fetch it, Fido.
I said no.
Jeez, I know I'm freaking ugly like a dog, but tell me go fetch.
Stop it.
Jeez. Louise.
There. Take that.
Ew. That's cockapoo. I gave you a
Great.
It was there. I didn't know how much ink it had in it.
Tulpa a pen.
It's a
It would fucking work better.
This is what you do. You shake it. Who wants to hear Cactus's story that she sent me? Yeah.
Mom, hand me a dud pen.
It was there. I don't know if it could ride or not. That's the only one that was there. Check in that door right there. I don't think that there's one in the door.
It's out.
There, you can clearly see the ink in it. This is what you do.
Create a fire with it.
Look, Gabriella, look.
You fucking magical being, you.
I did my Miyagi on it.
You did. And it's fucking up again.
Miyagi Do. The first story sent yesterday was my buddies. The one tonight was my mess of a story. Do you want me to read your buddies, or do you want me to? Because I have yours up, but do you want me to do your buddies, or do you want me to do yours tonight?
Gabby was saying your pack of pens. Please. Please do. You suck. I don't understand how you're.
Ah,
You spelled demon. E-M-O-N-S?
yeah.
Okay.
Do the Miyagi thing. Okay, well, I'm going to read yours then, Blossom, if you don't mind. Cactus.
Blossom.
Blossom. Well, Cactus Blossom.
No one's ever called her Blossom.
Blossom. She's the blossom.
See, it doesn't work for me when I do the Miyagi thing. I'm offended.
No, I didn't see really anything wrong. I'm reading it since it's your story. I'm reading it like you sent it to me. My
I think it's
Miyagi,
out now.
my Miyagi Do didn't work. You can, I know you can finish it by just what you have written there. It used to be if you blow in it, if you're a good blower.
Must be a guy pen.
Okay, with that being said, let's read Cactus's story. So, okay, Cactus said she had quite a few odd paranormal experiences throughout her life, but she thought she'd share a couple here. So she sent this. Yeah, pencils never run out of ink. She put, I can't find a pencil. I don't know.
Can't find shit.
You can't find, you're not looking for shit. You're looking for something to write with. You'll remember the rest of it.
Yeah, but I still want to write it down.
Okay, so this is how it starts out. She goes, as a kid, I wasn't particularly frightened of the things I saw because I suppose I didn't fully grasp what the heck she was seeing. But her first vivid memory of apparitions was in the first house she lived in with her parents. She said she was maybe around 3 or 4 years old. She said, I remember I'd see grayish, whitish, floating heads / faces of older adults and some elderly that sporadically appeared in her room at night, and at times she would see a quick glimpses of light, wispy form gliding to another room during the day. Gliding, well, I just said that. She said her little kid brain must have thought that it was natural and normal as seeing a random spider crawl across the windowsill. She said she didn't ask her mom about it at all. They were just things that she saw and they seemed friendly. She said, nowadays, I'd be dropping my jaw open and trying to pop my eyes back in my head, seeing those apparitions again. Believe me, and I agree with you on that. When you see things as a kid and then you're an adult and you start seeing them, you look back like, hey, I wasn't just seeing things. There was something to that. So she goes, it wasn't until I grew older into adolescence that I realized and learned it isn't exactly normal to see these things. That's when I began to feel uneasy and shutting down a bit. You have to make all that noise. How rude. Gabrielle, you can remember the rest of it. Anyhow, she goes, that's when she began to feel uneasy and shutting down a bit. The paranormal is naturally a bit scary, but in addition to that, not having anyone else experiencing paranormal things made me feel a lot of anxiety. And that's how I felt when I probably hit right around, I'm going to say, pre-teen in my teenage years, because I would experience all these things and that. And I think half of my relatives, if I did say anything to anybody, I think they all thought like, hey, you're whack, you know, but I know what I saw, I know what I experienced. She said, but despite the anxiety, my curiosity did intensify as I grew up, but I kept a lot of it to myself, which you normally do. Sadly, it took a turn to fear when she began to experience the shadow people. And these shadow people were a bit more active and appearing on a more regular basis, and their energy was very different. The shadow people started to appear to her in a different house her parents had moved them into. It didn't happen right away, maybe about a year or two after moving in. It was very gradual, but very apparent. She thought it was odd, and I'm going to read the way she has it written. I thought it was odd I didn't see the partial grayish, whitish apparitions anymore like I had in the other house. Now what I was seeing were full, solid-bodied, humanoid, dark shadow forms that lingered in specific areas of the new house. The shadow forms had no real detail, no facial features. It was incredibly unnerving to me, which that would be, of course. At first, it was just a small one. He was about the size and stature of a shorter, thin male, maybe a teen or young adult. It almost came across as shy and curious at times, and sometimes just a straight up creepy, straight or staring type vibe, but still not particularly threatening. When in my room, it felt like it was always watching me, which I hate that when you have that feeling that something's always watching you. Didn't matter the time of day, day or night. From the doorway of my bedroom or standing just outside of the bathroom doorway across from my room, I would see a significant amount of times as just a shadow standing there or leaning halfway into the door frame or just a head peek in. Ooh. Only darting away when I finally looked directly towards it. It was abnormally quick in its movements too. And I noticed that even like when we were over at the jail, there's times that you saw something, you thought you saw something peeking. As soon as it knows that you saw it, it hurried up and
Especially down in dungeons.
yeah.
Basically.
So I know what that's like, but that's what I think the residual that's here. It seems like soon as she knows that we see her, she hurries up and goes back the other way. So I'm saying residual,
would
but
not be
that would
residual.
not be residual because it would be an intelligence spirit. I don't know. Anyhow, she goes, it was getting so unnerving that I got to the point I'd call my mother to come and check, asking if she saw anything too. She never saw that shadow form, but she believed me, which is good, which is real good, because she could feel as being watched from time to time, which that's good because when you have a parent that actually is believing their child, I like hearing that. Eventually, I began to get somewhat used to it and feeling safe because I realized it never did anything more than lurk and stare. And thankfully, it never entered my bedroom or the bathroom. So it always come right there, apparently, and it would never go in. Interesting.
Maybe it's just checking up on you.
Yeah, maybe it was a guardian angel or something. I don't know. It just stayed in the hallway. I had got pretty good at ignoring it eventually, but funnily enough, I noticed after the creepy clawfoot bathtub in the bathroom across the hall from my bedroom was removed, I stopped seeing that shadow person. He was gone. Poof. Also, just to note, no electrical was messed with or switched up. Just that ugly tub got removed and new sink and medicine cabinet replaced. New flooring too. Made me wonder if it was attached to that tub. Which is interesting that you said that, Cactus, because the one house that we lived in that I know it's the house that we lived in here in Pennsylvania. This was when I was with my ex. The one room upstairs had a big bathtub, the clawfoot bathtub. And I felt like I hated taking a bath, and we didn't have a shower up there. I mean, I loved the big, deep bathtub, but I hated taking a bath there because you always felt like something was staring at you. It was the same thing in that house, which I have a lot of stories about that house. That was the house where I heard the Gregorian chants for probably 3 to 6 months straight. Beautiful, which we'll discuss that. We're reading Cactus's story. She goes, however, not long after that situation of the removal of the downstairs tub, a new shadow figure began to appear, but in one of the upstairs bedrooms. 2 bedrooms upstairs, a master bedroom and a smaller bedroom. The smaller bedroom had been used as my dad's meditation and yoga space. He conjured him up. He was doing yoga and meditation. It was Tulpa.
It was a Tulpa.
God dang it. So because the downstairs tub had been removed and the bathroom was being worked on, I had to use my parents' shower in their master bedroom, the master bedroom's bathroom upstairs for a while. Look. One night, I had gone up for my shower to get ready for bed after finishing homework. As I walked up the stairs, I had thought I heard movement in one of the bedrooms. I remember thinking that was odd because I had just passed my parents in the living room watching TV. I brushed it off, thinking it must have been the cats running across the room again. But as I got upstairs and as I was walking, I got that gut drop feeling like you get on a steep drop of a roller coaster. I immediately looked to my left into the smaller bedroom, meditation room, door wide open, and I saw this huge shadow figure in the middle of what was the normally cheerful little room. A dark form was standing there, blocking the view of the windows that normally shone with a warm glow from the street's lights outside. I had paused in complete shock, trying to make sense of what I was seeing. I recall getting a static feeling all over my body, and all of my sense was screaming, "Dangerous situation!" And at this point, I don't know why I didn't scream for my parents. I kind of don't think I was even breathing now that I think about it. I just remember feeling like I shouldn't run or I'll get chased. Like, oh, you're not supposed to run from a mountain lion or a bear, stand your ground and no sudden movements. So she froze in fear. I did end up slowly walking away past that room and made it to my parents' bathroom. I took the quickest shower ever, and I remember my dad getting annoyed at me for leaving all the lights on upstairs. Huh. The next day, I did tell my mom about it, but no one else. I felt grateful she believed me again. I guess she had noticed something days before. Eventually, she had seen it more clearly as I had, but she was way better at ignoring it. That shadow figure remained a presence in that room for a long time, and we did our best not to ever acknowledge it or talk about it. My dad had stopped using that room because it made him uncomfortable, but he never could understand why. When it came to odd occurrences or things around the paranormal, he always been more of, well, that's a head scratcher, and then shrug it off type of person. That's
guy.
That's how Tom was until he started experiencing things.
That's most guys with paranormal, unless they like actually do.
Mm-hmm. What always unsettled me about that particular shadow figure was that it was much, much darker than the other one from downstairs. So jet black, but yet somehow there was a hint of where the eyes would be.
I don't like it.
Also, it didn't dart away like the smaller one when I looked directly at it. The giant shadow figure barely moved when I looked, but in some instances it seemed to slightly loom forward in the room where it stood, almost as if it was posturing to say, "This is my room, do not enter." Not sure how to explain it, but it just felt very ominous, challenging, and territorial, all rolled into one. At some point, we stopped seeing and feeling its presence for a couple of years. We thought it had finally moved on into a boyfriend I had in high school, tried sneaking a peek upstairs during a small party we were having. My parents kept the upstairs off limits to guests, but that's pretty typical. My mom and I had found him sitting on the lawn outside in front of the house, pale as can be, desperately wanting to go home. He wouldn't even turn around to look up at us or back towards the house. I had kept asking him what happened, and he just shook his head defiantly or in belief. I couldn't tell. He really didn't want to talk and really wanted to leave. Eventually, he barely squeaked out a confession that he had tried going upstairs, but something stopped him. I remember my mom and I quietly looking at each other with a panic. "Oh, shit, it's back." That type of expression. When we asked for clarification, he refused to talk further about what he experienced. We stopped pressing him for info, and he got picked up and went home. Whatever it was that extremely frightened him, and he never visited again. Whoa. After that, there were no more incidents of that foreboding shadow figure. But I did see it or one very similar to it at a different house of a friend about 10 years later. But that's another story for another time. I've seen and experienced many other types of paranormal situations since then, but nothing has ever unsettled me more than the seeing and experiencing the shadow. That was a very, boy, Cactus, my goodness, girl. And we thought we experienced shit. Holy moly, girl. You definitely have to share more. Share more, share more, share more.
That was pretty intense.
That was pretty freaking intense. And I hope I read it well enough for you, Miss Cactus. Wow. Yeah, that kind of like gave me the chills a little bit. I'll be like Casper side. It gave me the chicken. Look, I got the chicken.
Chicken skin.
He calls it chicken. Chicken skin, chicken.
Chicken skin.
He got the chicken. That was something else. Since then, recently, anything at all even close to, oh, you're so welcome. Thank you for sharing that with us, Cactus. That was like incredible. And if I do, which I need to, I have about 10 different projects going at one time, but my book, at one point, I do want to get people to submit their stories. And if it gets to that time, before I croak and get this book finished, I would like to add that to my book.
We can have either you guys' stories,
Yeah, we can do,
or find stories on like Reddit or something and read them.
we can do bi-weekly stories, two stories a month. We'll call it creepy story time or something like that. We can do that, absolutely. Mm-hmm. I'll have to think of something. That house that we lived in, by the way, I don't know if I mentioned it or not, which I think I might have at one time. It was a really big house. At one point, it was when I was with my ex, it was Eric's dad and my oldest daughter's dad. It was a duplex at one time, and then hi, Douglas. It was a regular house, and then they turned into a duplex, and then they turned it back into a regular house again. Well, up in the attic, which it had a big walk-in attic. I mean, the attic was huge because, I mean, it was a big house. And it was several months after we moved in. It was the bewitching hour between 2 and 4 in the morning, you could hear like our house was right next to a church, and you could hear like church meetings going on in the attic, and you could hear like the gavel hitting the table like for to take the minutes and for the meeting to be in session and all that. And you could hear like chairs scraping across the floor like they were putting the chairs in position to sit down for the meeting and all that. Well, there was things when we would go up in the attic the next day too, there would be things like that was moved around. But at one point, the church next to it from 2 to like 4 in the morning, I heard the Gregorian chants, and it was, I loved it. I mean, they're like, but there was nobody over in the church, and they surely, I mean, these chants were so beautiful and so soothing, and it was always around the same time like at night. Like, I think it was more close to 2 o'clock than it was to 4, but it kept on every night for like three months or 6 months or something like that. It was a pretty good period of time. I heard these chants, and I'm telling you what, it was so peaceful, so serene, and it kind of tied in with right after they had like these meetings or whatever up in our attic. So that was one of the good things, but one of the bad things was that the bedroom that Eric was in, I thought he was pissing around with me one night, and I go in his bedroom the next day. He wanted to watch TV or something, I can't remember. And he had double pane windows, and there was like, let me out of here or something like that. I think it was like, I think that's what it said, let me out of here, was written on the window. And I'm thinking Eric's playing a prank with me, but it was in it was in between the two panes. It was, I don't know how it got there. Like, it was just, there was things that went on in that building that, yeah, that just can't explain. That just, especially up in that attic. So, well, you can be a mod. We can definitely make you a mod. I still only have like 37 subscribers on this channel. I think that Real Talk is the one, but you definitely can be a mod. I know you're not on really, really a lot because of your work and everything, but Gabriella can. How do you do it on here?
I don't think you can do it on this part. No.
No. We'll make sure you're a mod.
Hold
Definitely.
on, I'm figuring it out.
She's gonna do it for you. She's gonna do it. Did you miss a lot of stuff? I don't know how much you missed, Douglas. We were talking about a whole shitload of stuff.
I don't know. It doesn't show it.
I kind of wish Cactus at that time. I know I had a cell phone at that time, but geez, that was years and years ago. Because Tom and I have already been together for over 20 years, and this is when I was with my ex, and those chants were just so incredible. And I mean, I really wish they wouldn't have stopped. They went like a period of time, and it was every night. And I'll tell you what, if you couldn't sleep before and you started hearing those chants, it definitely helped you sleep. Yeah, you don't need oh, you did miss, so you just came on. Yeah, you missed a bunch, but we just came back here. We were gone for the whole last week of Halloween because we were supposed to have Halloween special. There was some stuff going on, but yeah, the next one, Douglas, we will be on Thursday night, and there's another story that Cactus shared with me. We'll be doing that, and we will be doing the Philip experiment. I might try to see if I can delve into something else too, maybe to tie in with that, but we'll see. But you can always go back and rewatch it, and Gabriella will, if not right now, she can't get you. We'll make sure that you are a mod on this one too. Luckily for my mods, and so far, I really haven't had anybody come on, I don't think. Not one, I don't think Linda or Cactus, you guys, or Eric even, I don't think you guys had to boot anybody off of this channel, right? Yeah, I don't think you did, and the only thing, I think it was on Lurking Spirits, or was it on, no, it was on Real Talk, we had that one time that, no, it might have been on Lurking Spirits, that kind of said that we needed to find Jesus because we were doing paranormal, and that's not good, but we handled it very well, so, but, yes. So Cactus, that story was amazing. Although I wonder why they call it a story, because it's really not a story because you actually lived it. Story isn't a story more, well, fiction, nonfiction. So yeah, it would be a story, I guess. Don't mind me. I'm a little bit losing my shit. So Tulpas. So it sounds to me like you know about Tulpas too. Oh, really? I never really got into Twin Peaks. I don't know why. I just never got into it, but I might have to catch if there's specific. I'll have to check. So that was on Lurking Spirits. Okay. I wasn't sure which one it was on, but I think that was the only time. I don't think we ever had. And that one was just, well, the Lurking Spirits was the live one where you had to put people in line. But I mean, as far as these ones on here, I don't think we've ever had any encounter with anybody. So far, my audience and mine and Gabriella's audience on Real Talk has been amazing. Like, you guys show us so much love and support that I can't see anybody coming on, because usually, like I said, we don't have a whole lot of subscribers yet, but everybody's been pretty good. So you know what? I think Abby had to go on mine right here. He is already a mod on Real Talk right here, dude.
He's not. I'm on Real Talk.
I thought he said he was a mod on Real Talk.
He said he thought he was, but I guess he's not. I'm on Real Talk right now, and I'm trying to make him on.
Douglas, what did we do to you? You should have been a mod right from the get-go there.
For some reason, I thought he was. Like, what happened? What the heck?
He's going to kick our ass.
I'm so confused.
There's the other side. But yeah, so this is the other side. Don't think we made me one on here. No, yeah, because you don't have the wrench by your name, so you're definitely not one on here, but that will change. And she said it looks like you're not on Real Talk, which you should have been, because I know we had talked about it before.
I know we had.
Yeah. So not. I don't know why, but we'll get that fixed for you, Douglas. So how's things going, guys? You guys have any questions for Cactus about her story, or have any questions for us? Any comments that you want to make? Because we're at the hour and a half mark, and we will make sure that you get on as a mod on both channels, Douglas. We will make sure that, because you should have already been one. My faithfuls that come on, and you are definitely one of them. I know you can't come on as much as you would like to because of your work, but you're still one of the faithfuls. We will make sure that you are a mod, believe me, on both channels. Actually, he can even be mod on Lurking Spirits, and our Lurking Spirits is going to go to hell here soon if we can't get an investigation and get some kind of content on there, because we need to find something. But we will take care of that. Let's see, can anyone hear Will's? I love that. But if you guys don't have any questions, anything, now again, we will not be on tomorrow. We will be on Thursday on Real Talk. We will make sure we have a whole nice venues that maybe I'll make some kind of announcement or schedule it tomorrow for Thursday. And then might do one, and I'm going to be leaving for my daughters on Sunday, and I won't be back until the following Sunday. So it'll be from the 9th through the 16th. So that unless I decide to take my computer with me over to her house, I don't know. So it won't be anything then, but when I come back, I will have a whole itinerary scheduled again, and we will have for, I think we'll maybe try to do a Thanksgiving special. And then, of course, for the beginning of December, we'll do and plan a whole December event. And we will do twice a month, either on, maybe what we'll do is 1 week we'll do story time on the other side. And then the following week, we will do the story time on Real Talk, so that we have it like once a month at least on both channels. But anybody have any stories, anything else you want to share with us? Douglas, if there's any stories, that paranormal things that you've encountered that you want to share. My email is D like in Delta, E as in Echo, V as in Victor, O as in Oscar, 85 at Hotmail. We will type in on the comments there, or somebody else can type it in and put it there for you. If there's anything that you want to share, I can read it on here, or we can read it as you're typing it in. But we will do that. I would like one night here to do the story hour where, like I said not too long ago, like I'll come up with the haunted house on the hill, and I will start. Gabriella can throw a line or two in, and then you guys can join in. We'll see what kind of story we can create and what the outcome will be. So,
I don't understand what is happening.
we'll make sure that he's taken care of. Yep, right there it is. Cactus knows because that's how she sent it. I know Linda, you guys are usually on top of everything real quick. You guys are the best. So I appreciate, Doug, that you came on. Send me anything. Don't think about that big ominous shadow. Yeah, you know what's going to happen, Cactus? I'm going to go to bed tonight and I'm going to be thinking of that shadow and I'm going to create a tulpa. So go ahead and anybody have any more ideas? I know, Linda, you probably have experiences that I'm sure that you'd probably like to share. So just share. If you don't mind me reading them, I will give you credit and say, hey, this is Douglas's story, like I did with Cactus tonight. This is her story. I will think back of some more things that I may not have told you that I experienced growing up. And we'll have a regular one week, other side next week, Real Talk, once I get back from helping my daughter with my grandchildren. So, yeah, Kiwi, Linda, come up with some of the stuff you experienced and be ready and we'll tell it. Douglas, Gabriella's working on that. We're going to call it a night here since we're over an hour and a half. And thank you for showing up. We appreciate it. And Gabriella, we're going to say adios, amigos.
I think you have to be on live in order for me to make you a moderator.
I don't know.
I'm so confused.
We'll get it figured out. I know Abby, I think, is the one that, was it Cactus or B Squared? I think it might have been B Squared. She's the one that did that one. So
yeah, well, I figured out all the other ones.
yeah, you'll figure it out. But we're going to call it a night here, guys. Thank you for submitting your story, Cactus. Thank you, Douglas, for showing up. Thank you, Linda, as always. Eric, as always. We'll catch you next time on the other side. Love you guys. Bye-bye. Gabriella, say bye-bye.
It's like lagging.
She's got you. Okay, we'll see you guys. Good night.